Welcome back to the End of the Line series. This is part 2. If you're asking where I am not at Zegrze Południowe. I am currently at Wieliszew, waiting for my train to Zegrze Południowe. This station is also nice. Bland, but nice. There isn't any shade on this station, so I'ma just use the train. Let's hope it doesn't depart. This is actually my first time here. Let's make a quick breakdown of this station. This station was opened in... well, it's quite complicated. The station that you're seeing right now was opened on the 11th of June, 2023. But the old station opened in 1907. Back then, it was called Zegrze. You can see the old station building. It was a one-track, one-platform station. Unfortunately, it was bulldozed in 2005. This station used to be on 2 lines. One of them went from here to Wieliszew, the one that still exists today. But back then, for some reason, the railway line wasn't a standard gauge line. It was the 1524mm gauge, aka the Finnish gauge. The other one was a narrow gauge, and it went to Warszawa-Wawer, a station in Warsaw. The narrow gauge line was destroyed and replaced with the 631 road. This fact makes me kinda sad. Imagine how many railway lines we would have had around Warsaw if they weren't destroyed. Instead of destroying them and replacing them with roads, they should have upgraded the railway lines into a standard gauge 2-track line. Unfortunately, this happened to almost all of the old narrow gauge lines. I won't mention all of them because this video will be an hour long. The Marecka kolej dojazdowa has been replaced with the Jana Pawła II, Piłsudskiego and Radzyminska road. The Piaseczyńska kolej wąskotorowa is still here as a tourist line, not as a commuter line. Who says we shouldn't replace these streets with trams? Anyways, before the station was reopened, it was a massive parking lot, as you can see on Google Maps. The parking lot still exists, but it's much smaller now. In 2019, people started thinking about reopening this train line and building 2 new stations, Wieliszew Osiedle and Zegrze. I have to talk about Wieliszew Osiedle. Osiedle means neighborhood. Where is the neighborhood? Also, why did they originally want to call it Zegrze? The station is in the village Zegrze Południowe. At least they named the stations a more suitable name. I'm lying, no they didn't. Instead of calling it Wieliszew Osiedle, they called it Wieliszew Centrum. Centrum means center. The center is 2 kilometers away from the station. It's a little closer to the town Wieliszew than the station Wieliszew. In April 2020, they agreed to open the station in 2022. The station is trainless now, and it will be for the rest of the episode. Progress on the station started in January 2022, so they were a bit late to building the station. But everyone's used to that now. On the 11th of June 2023 at 5:20 a.m, the first train at this brand new station departed. The first train to depart this station in 29 years. This train station has a bus stop nearby, also called Zegrze Południowe. The 735 bus line that terminates here goes to the metro in Warsaw. In my opinion, this bus line isn't necessary. Okay, I just realized this while I was editing. I said that the 735 bus line is useless, but I used the 735 bus to get home. Oh, the irony. Sure, it does go to the metro, but the train line that was recently extended here also goes to the metro, and way faster. All this bus line does is cut the 705 bus frequency in half, because the 735 bus line and the 705 bus line share the same buses. This makes bus transport around this area very unreliable. Made even worse because the 705 bus line has 2 different routes. Time to talk about the station itself. It has 2 platforms and 2 tracks, but the second platform isn't placed where it usually is. This platform should be on this side instead. The platforms are really clean, probably because this station is so new. The platforms do have seats, and they're in a small shelter, like a bus stop. I do have a few problems with the station. The station doesn't have a station building because it was demolished. They should have rebuilt it. The other problem is that there aren't any ticket machines in this station, but that's okay for now because the only trains that stop here are the SKM trains, and all of their trains have ticket machines inside of them. You can see that after the platform, the tracks keep going a little bit further. This is typical with Polish terminus stations. Have you seen Warszawa Główna? This train station completely copies it. Well, this isn't the only reason why the tracks keep going. This isn't the end of this railway line. That's probably obvious by now, because why would they build a railway line this short and to a village with a very small population? This railway line will be built further north to Zegrze, Serock, Półtusk, Maków Mazowiecki, and the final station, Prasnysz. We will not talk about that not yet existing railway line because it's approximately 70 kilometers long. The entire railway line probably existed at one point, but it's since been demolished. You can see the ruins of a railway bridge on Google Maps. Now let's talk about train frequency. The only train line that goes here is the S4 line. During weekdays, trains depart here roughly every hour between 5 a.m. and 11 p.m. On weekends, however, most of the S4 trains terminate at Legionowo instead. There are only 4 departures on the weekends at 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. That's still way better than Radzymil's 0 SKM trains on the weekend. The S4 line goes to Piaseczno. It doesn't go through the central railway line like the RL line. It goes through the small orbital railway line through Warszawa Gdańska. The SKM line stops at 2 metro stations, Dworzec Gdański at Warszawa Gdańska and Młynów at Warszawa Młynów. For my final thoughts, Zegrze Południowe is a decent train station. It's really good for a village with a population of 800. You heard me right. Not 8,000, not 80,000, 800. But if you think that's crazy, check out Wieliszew Centrum. It has 0 houses within 1 kilometer of the station. That's the end of part 2. I have to go on my bus home. I don't know if I'll make it on time. Stay tuned for part 3. But for now, goodbye. Oh, and if you like this video, please subscribe. If you're still here at the end of the video, feel free to check out my Instagram.